So in order to do the slush cast method, you first need to have a mold of said piece. So this is a two-piece mold held together right now with the rubber bands. The inside is just the exterior detail of the original leg. And as you can see, after you successfully cast a piece, it will retain the same shape as the original piece with a little bit of flash, but that's just due to the molding material not fully contacting. That's always fixed. It's easily repaired by either filling or sanding. Okay, so as the first method where we did a slush cast, it caused about a doubling in mass from the original piece. This is the first successful slush cast that we did. It's about double the mass of the 3D printed piece. After experimenting with some dye, it turns out that you can use a little less material from the two mixing portions. As you can see from the inside, the dye causes the plastic, when it's curing, to expand and bubble, leaving a kind of an infrastructure on the inside that is very similar to what is in here. In the 3D printed piece, it is a honeycomb fill that's inside. It's not completely solid. It's very similar to the original slush casting, but this time we are only using one part of each measured out and a little bit of dye. Now the dye we're using is liquid dye. You can choose any color you want, but we're just going with red because I've already tried orange. It's not very orange, but you can see the difference. Alright, so here are the two parts, Smooth Cast 300 Part A and Smooth Cast 300 Part B. As you can see, they are measured out equally by volume in two plastic cups marked A and B. And here's the first cup that we're using to mix. So for the first part, you want to pour both parts A and B completely into the mixing cup. Now before you actually start mixing the two parts together, you want to grab a cap with a little bit of dye in it. Make sure you don't use too much dye, as this will cause the catalyst to not actually cure in a proper method. In fact, it will start to cure faster, or if not, then slower. But since we are using a two-piece closed mold, there's enough heat dissipation inside the mold for the plastic to cure properly. So before you start mixing, I have a plastic knife for mixing, you pour the dye into the mix. It starts reacting pretty quickly, so you want to mix it, but don't mix too fast. You want to be able to get as uniform as a color as possible. Go to your mold, into the hole you want to pour slowly. Not too fast or this will cause it to pour on the outside. Okay. Drop a little bit. Now the pot life of this is about 5 minutes. And the complete demolding time is 10 minutes. So what you want to do is, since you're doing a complete slush cast, you want to use oil-based clay that will be able to fill into the whole oil-based, because the oil-based will not react or stick with the plastic or the molding material. So you want to plug the hole up, covered with rubber bands to secure it, and then as awkward as this, basically this is the method Slush. You go left, right, round, flip, 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 all for about until you can't hear the liquid move anymore. And after that you want to sit it in such a way that you don't want the material to be focused in one single area of the cast, or else you're going to get more hollow parts than expected or desired. We start pulling apart the mold by getting rid of the rubber bands first. See, it's more malleable than it was before because of the heat. First, we remove the on portion, and then we remove this section. Pull it away slowly. Oh, that's really soft. And voila, there's a lot more flash.